Well, hey guys, we're out here swinging in the tree today, putting a little seat time in some new products and testing them out, getting a feel for them. And this is going to kind of start a new series that we're going to do the next 3 or 4 videos on. You know, a lot of people have commented that a lot of the products that are featured on my channel are really high-end. And there's no doubt about that. I can't deny it. You know, we pretty much focus and featured really high-end saddles, high-end climbing sticks, high-end ropes. You know, here's a great example. Sonai 8mm ropes paired with a mechanical ascender like a calling duck. You know, we really love that combination. It's so easy to adjust, to let out, you know, fine-tune your setup wherever you want. Find that comfort level when you're in a tree. The challenge with that, you know, those are all the pros, right? The challenge, the con to that is, man, it comes with a hefty price tag, right? A mechanical ascender, you're looking at 50, 55 bucks depending on where you buy it from. A Sonai rope like this in 8mm, you're looking at 40 bucks at least. So for one rope and mechanical ascender, you're looking at about 100 bucks. You know, you duplicate that or replicate it with a lineman belt. So you've got a tether and a lineman belt to go around limbs and stuff. You're at 200 bucks already, and we haven't even started talking about climbing methods and platforms and saddles. I mean, you can get upwards of $1,000 really quickly in a hurry with this kind of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the next few videos and show you how to do this on a more cost-effective basis, right? Today's video, we're going to show you how to get an 8mm rope, so you're still not having to buy those bulky 11mm ropes. Something that's really nice. Same functionality of a mechanical ascender, but we're going to do it at a 75% cost savings. Yep, for a quarter of the cost, we're going to show you how to do the exact same thing. Stick around. Okay guys, let's get into the particulars here. You know, I really do believe this is one of the easiest projects and probably one of the best ROI things that you can do, you know, return on investments for your dollars that you can possibly do to save yourself the most money and maximize the spend that you have to invest into this. You know, truly, you're going to get a 75% savings off this and yield almost the same results of what I showed you out there on the tree with a mechanical ascender and the Sonais. You know, that Sonai rope, you know, I double checked it since I've come inside. It's $39.99, $40, right spot on. The mechanical ascenders, I could not find one cheaper than $59.99. That's from Eastern Woods Outdoors. If you go to Amazon, if you're an Amazon Prime member, the cheapest one I found was $62.99. So truly, you're looking at a $99.98 investment for what I showed you on that tree. Again, double it for a tether and a lineman belt, you're at 200 bucks. So let's go over kind of a materials list, show you a little bit about cost savings. Now I am going to break this video down into chapters. As soon as we get through this intro part here, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to build something that yields the same results for a quarter of the cost, and we'll break it down into chapters, okay? But the materials list here. If you order a 11 foot of 8mm rest tech, so you got an 8mm rest tech, 11 foot of it, it is $1.79 a foot, $1.79 a foot. So this 11 foot, and the reason we're starting with 11 foot is because we're going to tie some knots that's going to eat up some of this length, right? And we're going to come out to about the same as if you order a Sonai 8-foot tether. If you order 11 foot of this, it comes out to $19.69. So right there, we're half of what a Sonai 8mm rope is. And then we're going to use as our friction hitch, we're going to use 6mm TRC from Sterling. And we're going to start off with 3 foot of it. This stuff sells for $1.29 a foot, so this 3 foot section is $3.87. So that's one thing. And then we're going to go with a tender. This one is from Eastern Woods Outdoors, EWO Outdoors. This tender is $2.99. So you total up these 3 items here, you're at $26.55. That's why I say it is a quarter of the price. And we're going to walk you through how to build an efficient tether using these 3 products right after this, and take it step by step, really super easy. We'll go back out on the tree, show you how easy it tends, how easy you can move it. So for an investment of $26.55 per rope, as opposed to $99.98. So that's why I'm saying it's a quarter of the cost. Let's get to showing you how to build this so you can take advantage and make your dollars go further in the saddle hunting thing. Okay guys, step number one here, so simple. We're going to do a figure 8 on a bite with our 8mm rest deck, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take one end, I just dropped the rest of it in the floor, one end, and we're going to start off with a little over 17, somewhere from about 17.5 inches of tag end. So if you want to know where to start from, I've got my fingers pinched at 17.5. And then we're just going to let it fold over there. That forms what's called a bite. So a doubled up length of rope is a bite. We're going to do a figure 8 on a bite. So what I'm going to do is let it fall off to one side, go over the top strand, wrap around behind, and come up through the loop that we created by going over. And all I'm going to do is tighten this down. You can see that forms a figure 8 pretty much. And I'm going to start tightening this down, keeping the loops all dressed up. That means parallel. All these two lines all the way through this are going to be dressed up. And I can go ahead and pull that down a little tight. See how pretty that is? None of them are crisscrossing like this. The strands are parallel. They're not crisscrossing. That's what we talk about when we're dressing up a knot. And if you look all the way through this, you can follow those two strands all the way through. None of them are crisscrossing. That way it doesn't introduce a weak spot into the knot. And we can tighten it up. I'm leaving enough tag in here. Basically, if you want to know how much tag in to use, the general rule of thumb is a 5-to-1 diameter ratio. In other words, whatever diameter of your rope is, multiply that times 5. That's the length of the tag at least that you need. Oftentimes, you'll see me at different times, I will err on the short side. If you want to stay within spec, go at least 5 times the diameter of your rope in length. That will give you the proper tag length. But that looks really super good there. That yielded an opening here in this of just about 6 inches. So I got a little bit larger eye than you would buy if you bought it from Eastern Woods Outdoor with a sewn eye. I think they offer a 5-inch sewn eye. You could play with this, get this whatever size you wanted to. I like that size right there because, again, I'm going to be passing my carabiner and my friction hitch back through here. So that's what we're going to use. Now, we did eat up quite a bit of rope. That's why we start with an 11-foot. But if you really want to look at it, it's not super bulky. When we're done with this, I'm still going to be able to wad up this whole length of rope. And, of course, we'll still have our friction hitch and stopper knot and everything on here. But, again, I can pretty much still hold this in one hand, right? So, yes, we have a knot as opposed to a sewn eye. We're also saving $75 a rope, okay? So that's where your cost savings is coming in here. But I want to show you how to do this figure 8 on a bite. Let's slow it down and show you exactly how to do it if you missed it here. Okay, guys, let's show you an over-the-shoulder shot here. We're going to start with about a 17-inch tag in. We're going to form our bite. And the reason we want to go over the shoulder is we want to show you exactly what you're doing from the view that you'll be seeing it. We're going to take this bite, we're going to go over, wrap behind. I'm going to try to keep that dressed up as much as I can during the process. Go around behind, and then we're going to go over and back through that loop that we created. If you notice, that's going to form our figure 8 right there. So at that point, we're just going to worry about dressing it up like you saw me do it. But this right here will form a really nice solid knot that'll give you everything you're looking for. Got a good tag end, and again, we're at about a 6-inch opening here. Okay, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3-foot of 6mm TRC, right? We're going to use this to make an eye-to-eye sling, which will in turn into our friction hitch, which is going to be a Schwabisch hitch. But what we're going to do is we're going to tie 2 poacher's knots, one on either end of this, to make an eye-to-eye sling. Now, you can buy an eye-to-eye sling from Eastern Woods Outdoors for $21.99. Again, we've got $3 worth of rope right here, right? Again, if you're talking saddle hunting, people get hung up on ounces because ounces become pounds, right? Well, cents and dollars become hundreds of dollars later on down the road. That's where we're saving so much money on this, is going from sewn eye things, and in the case of this, we're going to use this in place of a mechanical ascender. So we're going to use a $3 rope to basically do the exact same functionality of that $60 mechanical ascender. So you can see we're going to save lots of money, especially by the time we double this and use it to build a tether and a lineman belt, which we're going to just show you one of these today. Because once you see one, a tether and a lineman belt, the exact same thing. Let's show you how to make an eye-to-eye sling real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with a 10-inch tag end. So 10 inches here to form our poacher's knot. So I'm going to make a bite with that 10-inch tag end on top. I'm going to lay my finger here, and let me turn this way so you can see this is how it would look like when you're building it or you're constructing the knot yourself. So I'm going to take that tag end and go over once, twice, and I have just enough tag end to push back through these coils here. I like to have just a little bit of tag end here. And if we pull that tight, we can still adjust this. This is basically an overhand noose that allows you to, it forms a little bit of a slip knot. So we can adjust this loop as big as we want to. But this is what your poacher's knot is going to look like. 2 coils on this side, crossing underneath to your tag end here. Let's do the same thing again on the other side. So we've got one eye formed. We need to form an eye on the opposite end. We're going to measure out 10 inches of a tag end. Come back, lay your finger on it, and we're going to put 2 fingers, or 2 wraps rather, 2 wraps around that finger, and slip my finger out, give it a little bit of room to take that tag in and slip back through your 2 coils. Now there are multiple ways, or at least there's a couple different ways I know of to form either a scaffold or a poacher's knot. You can make the wraps and push the bite through. This is just kind of a little bit easier to show you and form it exactly the way I want to. But again, we formed another poacher's knot here. We have this slip ability, or the ability to tighten down, and that's what we're going to run our carabiner through. But you'll see there, now we have an eye-to-eye sling made with 2 poacher's knots, one on either end, and we have a sling that cost us $3 as opposed to one that was $22. So again, saving money every step of the way. And from here, let's show you how to tie this into a Schwabisch hitch onto your tether. Okay guys, we're moving right along here. We've got our tether pretty much built with our eye on the 6-inch eye that we built. We've got our 6mm TRC turned into an eye-to-eye sling. Let's show you how to make a Schwabisch hitch out of this, which is my preferred friction hitch. We're going to take the sling and lay it over the top of this tether. And this is a directional friction hitch, so follow along. We've got the eye up here. We're going to wrap up towards that eye. There's 2 coils, 3 coils, if I can get this to flip on over, and 4 coils. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 wraps on this. We're going to come over the short tag end, go underneath your tether, back over and through the loop that was created. And what that's done, guys, is once I dress this up a little bit, that is your Schwabisch hitch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 wraps going over, under, and over for this 5th wrap down here. And notice these eyes are pretty much, once I dress this up just a little bit, pretty much right in line with each other. That's what you want. If you have to move and adjust these coils to get these eyes together, that's what you want. We're going to take our carabiner. I know I'm going to get questions. I use Petzl OK carabiners for most of all my applications, except for my bridge. I use a Fusion auto-locking carabiner. But I'm going to take my carabiner, go through one eye, and then I'm going to pause and insert my $2.99 tender from Eastern Woods Outdoors. I'm just going to slip one end over there and let it hang, and then I'm going to grab the other eye, go through it, and let it come down. And I've got my tender just hanging here, right? Well, here's the reason I haven't tied a stopper knot in my tether yet. I'm going to take the other end of my tether, slide it through the opposite end of my tender, pull it in. Now you can see I've got a tender that's held in place between the 2 eyes, and it's going to come in contact with the bottom of my Schwabisch hitch. What that will allow me to do, if I anchor on like I'm on a tree, I can tend this up super easy. Catch that way. Again, way down here, we're going to tend up super easy, catch. As soon as I put weight on this, it catches. Tend up super easy, catch. Okay, so that's how we're going to make a friction hitch so easy, just as functional as a mechanical ascender for, what have we got in this? $6 minus the carabiner. So let's move on and show you how to add a stopper knot on the end, because that's one thing that you don't want to forget, just in case you slip all the way down. You want it to be up there to save your life in the event of an emergency. So let's show you how to make that stopper knot. Okay guys, we have one last thing to tie up before we call this a finished project, and it's to install the stopper knot at the very end of our tether. And obviously we want to do that to make sure that if for some reason unforeseen something happened, you know, your friction hitch slides all the way down, you don't want to slide on off and you know, fall down to the ground, right? So that's why stopper knots are important. We're going to put it right here at the very end of our tether, and we're going to take our tape measure again. We're going to measure off 9 inches, and that's what we're going to work with to tie our stopper knot. So my finger is right at 9 inches to the end of this, and I'm going to use my finger, I'm going to try to show you, I'm going to wrap twice around my finger. There's 1 wrap, 2 wraps, and it leaves that tag end. I'm going to take that tag in, remove my finger, and stick it right through the hole where my finger was, and voila, we have our stopper knot. Now the nice thing I like about that stopper knot is you'll see it pretty much keeps the tag end from the end of the knot right in line with the tether itself. So if I tie a double overhand stopper knot, it kind of gets wonky. The tag end sticks off catty cornered. I really like keeping it neat and dressed up like that. So really that's it, guys. It's a pretty simple project. The nice thing about it is it's really a great money saver. We've got this whole project here, we've got $26.55 in this rope right here. $26.55. 2 of these, you put one for a tether, one for a lineman belt, you're looking at $55 and a dime. So $55 and a dime for 2 of them. Contrast that or compare that to $199.96 for 2 Sonai tethers with mechanical ascenders. So almost a savings of $150 right there off the bat, guys. So I hope that you're going to get a little bit out of this series of value-based products that we're going to show and highlight here in the next couple videos. Hey, before I forget about it, I know several guys are probably going to ask about the apparel that I've been wearing, the shirt and the hoodie, and through this. Bobby Bird Jr. Just built a website called iSaddle Hunt, and got a great line of apparel. I know he's going to be adding to it, so if you're interested in anything that I wore in this video, hit him up. He'll appreciate that a lot. So anyway, we appreciate you guys. Stick around. We're going to show you a lot more stuff coming up about how you can save money in the saddle hunting world this summer. Thanks a lot.